If I am being completely honest, I think I didn't have like a lot of awareness of a lot of the productions that was going on. I did, I just took a lot of acting classes there. When I first started at CSN, I took a stand-up comedy class, and I performed stand-up comedy like once. It's something I want to get more into, but I clearly have not had the motivation to write material yet. So we will, that remains to be seen. In high school, I was in theater. I was a huge, very queer theater kid. I did Almost Maine, and that was like it was on the stage. It was really cool, and it was like the first big thing I did. Did a lot of Shakespeare, so I'm, an actor. And then my senior year, so that was when COVID hit really hard, so we were all inside, and we did a Zoom radio play, and I played 12 characters, and it was filmed like a movie, and I played Orson Welles and his character, Professor Richard Pearson, and it was a lot. It was that, and I my parents didn't see it because I was embarrassed about it, because I looked like an old 50-year-old man, but honestly I kind of slayed, because it was, I don't know, the makeup was really good. But this is the first play I've done in a while, like being an actor. But I do really enjoy the stage stuff. So when I got to do Peter as a stagehand with Jenny, she was my boss at the time. It was very fun, and I enjoyed it so much. And I also was a part of our pre-show. We did a lot of improv, and now I'm here.
So behind the scenes stage work, right? And now you're in front of you're on the stage. Do you have any thoughts about which you prefer? What do you like about either or both sides of the production?
What I like about being behind the scenes is you get to see the show for free. Everybody likes free stuff. I do. But I really just kind of, I don't know, the energy of being like a tech is so, I don't know, it's very different. I have to thank my teacher, Dusty Schaefer. He really got me into the tech side, and he made it fun. And I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll help out with the, Peter, and just try being a stagehand. I couldn't audition because I was sick, unfortunately. So that was my default, but it was a really good default. But I'm an actor by heart, and I remember Dusty telling me, he's like, I didn't know you were an actor. I was like, yeah, Dusty, that's what I like to do. It's my thing. I don't know. I think there's like an exhilarating part about being on the stage, and I think I'm going to be biased, and I'm always going to love being the actor. So, yeah.
Well, look, you get to have both sides. You can make a fair decision, right?
Yeah.
Kelly, what about you? Tell us a little bit about your acting experience.
Are you sure? Okay. Before I was an actor, when I came out of the Army in 1994, I became a computer tech. I was a guy who they would come to me, it's like, why is this not working? And then I would turn it off and turn it on. Now it's working. I had to do that a lot between 1994 and 1999. And then The Matrix came out. When The Matrix came out, Morpheus said, free your mind. And I took it literally, and in 2001, I quit IT altogether. I became a comedian, I became an actor, and I was working for the Chicago Bulls with a group called The Incredibles. We would shoot T-shirts into the crowd during timeouts. If you Google Dancing Ref, I'm the 11th and the 13th videos, and being part of the Incredibles was cool. But then I was like, I need more, and God said, go to Alaska. Yeah, Alaska. And there I was in the first movie. I'm in a movie called Big Miracle. I'm like 13th in the credits. Drew Barrymore wrote me, but that's another story. And it was a crazy environment. And then I went back to Chicago, and I was Captain Beatty in Fahrenheit 451. And that play scared the hell out of me. Mm-hmm. It scared the hell out of me because we're actually there right now. We are literally in the Fahrenheit 451 world where the books are burned and the TVs cover the walls. This is what Fahrenheit 451, but I digress. And then God said, go to Las Vegas, because I wanted to be Sammy Davis Jr., and I was in Sammy Davis. I'm 6 foot I'm 6 feet. Sammy Davis was 5'3". There was the only way to do it was him to possess me and me to play Sammy. And that's the show called the Rat Pack Lounge, and it happened 2020, and then COVID hit, and that stopped in March 15th. And in 2021, I started doing comedy shows. We weren't really out of COVID yet, but we were dying. We were dying, but not just by COVID, but by isolation, by suicide, because all the comics had to stop. Everybody had to stop everything. That meant no comedy shows. That meant no therapy for comedians, and a lot of comedians need therapy. They're the reason that they go on the stage. And if they don't have that outlet, they get into drugs. And we lost a lot of comedians to fentanyl in the last year or so. It's been ridiculous. But I wanted to do it again. I asked a pizza place, can I do comedy shows here? And I did 28 comedy shows with 60 comics between LA and Los Angeles and Las Vegas. And then my wife left me, and then I had to leave Vegas in 2022. Then I went to Tennessee, where I played a Temptation in a show called The Soul of Motown. I was Can't Help Myself, and that ended. And so I drove from Tennessee to Los Angeles, and I stayed in Inglewood in a shelter while I was in a show called Winning Time and Abbott Elementary. I was in a scene with Cheryl Lee Ralph. I actually bumped elbows with Cheryl Lee Ralph. She's such a queen. I asked her, called her queen. I got to call Cheryl Lee Ralph queen. Yeah. And there's a show called, like I said, there's a show called Clipped, where there's a man that's called Doc Rivers. He is played by Lawrence Fishburne. Lawrence Fishburne was the original Morpheus. I was 7 feet away from Morpheus in a scene as an extra. I got to look Morpheus in the face. And then I played a DJ in another scene, and the second day we were doing that, he came up and said, "How are you, Kelly?" And I did pee myself. I did. It was like, it came out. I didn't show it, but it came out. And then I came back to Vegas because of the piano lesson, and I stayed here because of Dusty. I dropped the theater course in the fall of 2023 because I got PTSD and anxiety. I'm a disabled American veteran, and that's why I can go to school here. And Dusty was the reason I came back. And because of all that, I'm getting a diploma. I'm getting an Associate of Arts in December. And I forgot, I got all these Cranford credits from Kansas State, from Roosevelt University, and it's adding up to a diploma. And I didn't think it would happen. And it's all because, I was an actor. And things happen when you're an actor. If you let them, if you go get them, if you do these things, you have to do them, or, sorry.
Lizzy and Kelly, definitely you're actors by heart, right?
Yes.
As you both said.
Yes.
What about you, Jocelyn? Is acting the thing for you, or do you have interest in any of the other behind the scenes thing, or do you have acting as your thing as well?
Well, from a very young age, I've always been musically inclined. So for the longest time, I wanted to be part of, creating and composing my own music. And then it turned into, my family is a family of musical people, so they love singing and instruments and everything like that. And I was like, I want to be a singer. And then it wasn't until later on in my life that I was like, let me do something more realistic, and I'll choose an actress, right? Obviously. And I've been doing theater for more than 6 years now. And it's been really cool. Of course, there have been other things that I've been interested in, but within the theater community, not so much. I am very much into costuming as well, but I'm also a very big fan of directing. That's something that I love to do. But other than that, just theater in itself, acting specifically, I would prefer to be a film actress. That's what I want to work towards to. Yeah. That is my biggest goal. Mm-hmm. And I'm really happy doing it. My senior year, I starred in a very proud